guys, this is Comic-Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider issue 1. Really excited for this book to be back. This was the week of spiders. I had so many Spider-Man related books and also characters that I love just returning, like Mayday Parker with my Spider-Girls review you could go check out, and of course Spider-Gwen, who's been definitely a recent fan favorite for me. So finally we get to see Spider-Gwen back, but one difference, obviously, is a new creative team here. You know, Spider-Gwen, unlike most modern mainstream DC Marvel books, actually had a very long run with the original creative team, with Jason Latour and Robbie Rodriguez. So now having a totally different creative team for this book is a big deal. And also jumping into an event like Spider-Geddon, will this transition well? So let's see. And will we find out why she's called Ghost Spider? We don't, but hopefully soon we will, and I'm sure we will soon. But she's tired of her name, Spider-Gwen, so we do get a little nudge of that in this issue. But first I want to talk about the artwork. Really love the action here. I think that where the art is the most crisp is the Spider-Gwen aspect of the book. I do like the Gwen Stacy stuff too, but there are some pages here, especially with the Harry, with the Harry page, we get to see, I felt like the coloring didn't mesh as well, and the pencils wasn't as clean as the other pages, but honestly that's my only small complaint, because look at this art. I really enjoyed the art overall, and I love kind of these small moments, like when we get to see the Venom, and even here I think Gwen looks great, and even in the beginning I think Gwen looks great. It was just those two pages, but yeah, I especially like this Venom page. Like, that's cool. Yeah. And also one thing I really need to applaud is Ian Herring on colors, because obviously Rico Renze was also part of the coloring team for the original Spider-Gwen, really gave Spider-Gwen a distinct look and a very punk rock / just rock and roll feel to the book. And Ian Herring is able to give his own flair to the coloring, but still keep with those roots, the bright greens, the blues, where you feel like strobe lights are flashing throughout every panel. And that's something I love about Spider-Gwen. I'm glad that has been kept for this series. Now, what is going on in this story? With this issue, we get to see Gwen adjusting to life. You know, people know she is Spider-Gwen, and she's out of jail now, and she's just trying to be the best hero she can be, and figuring out what that means. So she has lunch with Harry, she meets up with Spider-Ham, but in the middle of all that, Spider-Geddon's going on, so we get to see a bit of a time jump, which for me was a little weird. And I know that the creative team obviously was forced to write a Spider-Geddon story, which is so weird to start out a new series, a new ongoing series with a tie-in. Another struggle that Spider-Verse had was with Jessica Drew's book. That was a struggle for that series. Like, the first 3 issues, like, oh, it's tying into Spider-Verse, what is this book? But I feel like there's only a little fumble here, and then after that, it really fixes itself, and for a story that's forced to do something, I feel like it's still creative, and you can definitely still see the vibe of where this series is going to go, and I definitely applaud this series even more than the Spider-Woman series from, again, Spider-Verse when I look back at it. So yeah, the little fumble was where we get to kind of this one explanation page where Spider-Ham takes Gwen, and you miss the battle from Spider-Geddon. So if you're not reading Spider-Geddon, you definitely will be a little lost, or you're like, what's going on with Gwen? But if you do read it, it's a tie-in part, and it jumps time a little bit in this issue. That way we could get to the moment where Gwen is transported without her watch to another world. And we get to see Gwen trying to adjust to this world, wondering what world it is. And there's this crazy kind of Green Goblin-esque character that chases her, and we get to see Gwen just utilizing her spider powers to defeat her. And, you know, some great banter between Gwen and this character, and I really like the banter overall throughout the whole issue, where we get to see Gwen as Ghost Spider / Spider-Gwen. I enjoy the heroic side of her here, and I think really hits the nail on the head, the creative team, with her voice. But the ending is that Gwen sees Peter, so we don't know who this Peter is in this world, but he's alive, unlike Gwen's Peter. And I love, you know, Gwen's been through this enough to know that Gwen of this world is probably dead. So she reveals herself to Peter, saying, I'm Gwen Stacy, and of course that's going to mean something to Peter, and she knows that, and I thought that was a really cool twist. So overall, there's a lot of great character moments here. I especially like how we get to see continuity still being kept here, obviously with the Venom stuff, but also with the prison aspect, where Gwen is still dealing with her, I guess, trauma in a way of being in prison and trying to adjust back to life, and it's cool to see that, and kind of that commentary of like, where do I go after that? Like, what is the world after you're out of prison? So I really enjoyed that aspect. So we do get to see that. And yeah, just overall really like the voice of Gwen here. Again, the only hiccup I had was that it was kind of had to be tied into Spider-Geddon, but I'm really interested to see the actual tie-in of Spider-Geddon, what this new world is, where I was a little hesitant about that because I'm like, oh, I just want to see the Mary Janes, I want to see Spider-Gwen's world, I want to see Earth 65, like, that's what I'm here for. But the story got so interesting by the end, I'm like, okay, we can take this little detour, I'm okay with this. So overall, I really think this was a good job at doing something different, but also staying true to the original creative team of Spider-Gwen. So I'm going to give this one a solid 4 stars, and of course, really excited to see where this goes, and so happy that Spider-Gwen is on my pull list again, because I miss having it monthly, because this is a book I always get really excited to read, and it's that first book on my pile. I'm like, all right, ready for Spider-Gwen, so I'm really excited for it to be back. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.